Hi all, it's Robbo here, and today I'm doing the Liverpool challenge for 300 subscribers, which is basically, did any of Jurgen's players score in both Prem games, home and away, against the same opponent in his last season as boss? And only the shirt numbers are going to be given of the player, so I have to try and guess who that is, using my Liverpool memory. Yes, you know my main series is creating the best 10 moments in Scratch, using my friends as models involved in the moment. But this is a different challenge, though, that Pitchy has compounded these slides for me. We're going in the order they played in the first half of the season, rather than every game after another. So we're starting off with Chelsea, of course, and looking at it, I can see that the number 7 scored in both matches. In this case, Luis Diaz. Because, obviously, if you're a Liverpool fan, you should know that only a few days ago, Luis Diaz scored a hat-trick against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. The first player after Salah to score hat-trick for Liverpool, who still plays with us, that is, because Firmino's gone now, who was Bartimus' favourite. Next match was against Bournemouth, and if you look at it, the number 20 is visible on both cases, and that was Diogo Jota, because he's quite a good forward for us, but currently he's still injured with a rib problem after he had a collision against one of the Chelsea men when we played them recently. So that's a bit of a shame for Jordan, whose favourite forward is Jota, despite his favourite man being McAllister. Next game was against Newcastle, and looking at this, nobody was matching in both matches, although Nunez did have late games when I was out with a friend in the park near Eastbourne or something, but it was a good game, that one. Now, I think I've noticed I must have made a typo with it, because I've left a bit of the brackets open here, as you can see, but no problem. And then if you look at this one here, there is an own goal in both matches, but I don't think that counts. So I'm going to have to say an own goal happened in both matches. Now, if you're not so sure about any of the other players I've mentioned so far, so number 78 is Jarell Quansah, the young centre-half who's been good last season. So he's technically one of the best centre-backs from the academy I know. And 84, who scored against Chelsea, was Conor Bradley, who played at right-back when Alexander-Arnold was missing. Anyway, next game. And looking at it, nothing is the same, except that number 10 is McAllister, to tell you. Now, when we deal with injury time, we're just going to say 90 plus or 45 plus, rather than the actual minute. So, nothing changed there. Against West Ham, nothing changed there either. Then, against Spurs, looking at it, Gakpo was involved. And in the away game, when Liverpool ends up losing with 9 men, and the last-minute own goal from Matip, Gakpo injured himself while scoring, which is a shame. And Gakpo is Xenophilius' favourite player, so that was a bit of a pity. But my prediction is I want a Liverpool versus Spurs Carabao Cup final in the end. If you want that, comment down below. And then looking at Brighton, our local team, because we live in Brighton, but we support Liverpool mainly, like 55% Liverpool, 45% Brighton, Salah in both matches, because he scored in the away game twice and in the home game once. Then with the derby, nobody scored because we lost the away match without scoring. So basically there might be some games where we couldn't score, for instance. Then with Forest, which is the match after we got the news that Diaz's dad got kidnapped by Colombian, traitors, I should say. We'd just come back from Nice that day on the plane, and if you just look at it, Nunez was involved in both goals, and that was just an incredible goal in the last minute for it. But for those of you who've been paying attention to Liverpool this season, Liverpool have lost to Forest already at Anfield, and Jordan told me he was travelling home on a Class 171 train back to Eastbourne, where he would change to electric unit to get him home to Brighton. But that's the only game we've lost so far. So next is Luton. I'm looking at it, Lucho again, and that's when he raised his shirt for the message saying, "Set my dad free." Very brave of him, I must say, and he's such a lively guy in the team. But then with Brentford, yeah, looking at it, Salah is in there, as you can see in both matches. Wait a minute, I made a mistake here though. So the scoreline ended up being 4-1. It's just that Pitchy didn't write it in, sadly. Then with Man City, nobody. Alexander-Arnold versus McAllister. Then with Fulham, Alexander-Arnold is in there, in both of them. So that is a sign. Number 38 was Ryan Gravenberch, our Dutch midfielder. And then number 3 is Wataru Endo. No one's the same, but number 8 is Soboslai, as I've said once before. And then with Palace, no one, because we didn't score in the home game. Nor with Man United either. Arsenal, no one did either. But that was a really shocking game for Alisson, who made 3 mistakes, leading to Arsenal's 3 goals. And after that, he went injured for 2 months, and I felt really quite distraught. Now, my favourite Liverpool player went out missing, but I'm still pleased, though, because my second favourite player is Kwame Callagher, who's been standing in for him. And then with the last match for Burnley, Nunez and Jota in this case. So, yeah, looking at it, that's what we've got there. And I chose pictures of players in only home kit rather than away kit for this. So, apologies for the mistake with the Brentford away scoreline being 4-1 in the end. And I remember that Jordan told me he was going to All Tunnel for test filming in that one. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for the last 2 challenges that Jordan is going to be doing, which are both Froggyville aspects. So, I'll see you again pretty soon then. Take care, guys, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's Liverpool game against Aston Villa.